Hi, I'm Hayley and I'm part of the regional team in Southern Counties Baptist Association. And today you join me in Camberley. The church behind me has got a long history. It's one of the oldest buildings in Camberley, and yet life has built up around it. As life has built up around it, the church hasn't always adapted to the needs of the community. And so a few years ago, they were thinking about their direction, their next steps. 6 months ago, the church decided to embark on a missional steering group, where they asked us as an association to partner with them in seeking the next steps to become a missional, Jesus-focused community. And so we sought for a new minister. We went on the pastoral vacancy list as Baptists Together, and we were seeking a minister who would engage in this vibrant community around them to share the good news of Jesus. So why don't you come with me and let's meet the new ministers of Camberley Baptist Church and hear how they are seeking the next steps for what God is leading them into.
Hi, I'm Richard Bellingham. I'm an ordained Baptist minister, part of the Baptist Together and a part-time minister at Camberley Baptist Church.
Hi, I'm Fran Bellingham. I'm also an ordained Baptist minister at Camberley Baptist Church, which is part of Baptists Together. What excited me about Camberley Baptist Church was on the profile. They asked for something that was traditional, looking after a small traditional community, but also the opportunity to do something completely new, out of the box. And then when we first came to have a look at the resources here, the buildings, a full working kitchen that's not being used, that's exciting.
It was just really the possibility that God can move in this place, and it began to be quite exciting when we actually visited here. Before then, just on paper, it didn't seem much. But I felt God moving and leading us. Right from when we first became Christians, or when I became a Christian, I had this vision and hope when I met Fran that we would work together someday.
We moved here 8 weeks ago. Since then, we've done little things. We did a litter pick outside, and that opened up lots of conversations. People were saying, well, who are you? Somebody said, well, we didn't know this was a church. And we've been networking with the community. The local food bank, Bessam, used the building for packing Christmas hampers. So we were networking with them and with the housing association, local councillors, even our MP we've met. So it's just little things, but I suppose the thing is trying to be Christ with boots on in the community wherever we are.
The idea and the hope is that eventually the community will engage with what we're doing in terms of reaching out and actually become part of the church and part of the helping team as well. Even if they don't come to church, that they will feel part of the community and welcome and feel loved and valued.
One of the exciting things here was discovering a full working professional kitchen that's not being used. Well, in a community like this, the idea of coffee mornings, of lunch clubs, of warm hubs, of using the spaces to invite people in and just use the building.
We need to pace ourselves and not do everything. I think the challenge is to do one or two things really well and honour God in the way we do them. The challenge is to be patient, to keep looking to God, to keep keeping Him at the centre, which is what we're called to do, of course, but in day-to-day life that can be tricky. We don't want just to become a social club either. We don't just want to be a place that puts on meals. We want to introduce people to Jesus ultimately. And it could be so easy just to become an extension of social services, but we don't want that to happen. We want both, to be honest.
One of the things that we found encouragement is because this is such a small church, rather than have a full diaconate, they have a missional steering group made of people from regional ministers and other local ministers as well. And they've been invaluable in being prayer support, guidance, wisdom. We know if there's a problem, we can just get on the blower and go, help! That is really encouraging because they know this area more than we do. You know, they've been in this area longer geographically. So, yeah, there's so many things that we can tap into that's very helpful.
And coming into a church environment like this, without them, I think we'd feel a bit cut off and adrift, and we wouldn't be quite sure where we were going and what we were doing, to be frank. This cup here has really become a prophetic image of what Camberley Baptist Church could be. It's a symbol of the past as well as the future. But it was found in the cupboard in two pieces.
Yeah.
A little bit of a wreck, wasn't it?
It is symbolic of what God is doing. And it's been put back together and held with a wine cork, which we find quite amusing. But it struck us how so often the church and here, the church is sometimes, God is sometimes forgotten, the church is forgotten. People don't realise that we're here, we're in the back of a cupboard. But God has the habit of taking things, putting things back together and repurposing them. And so Richard and I really see this as being a prophetic image of what God is planning to do here at Camberley Baptist.
So as you can see, Richard and Fran are traditional Baptist ministers serving their local community, putting pastoral care for the community that exists and the community outside of these walls at the very heart of what they're doing, being Jesus's hands and feet. They mentioned there that this has been made possible really by the missional steering group. It was a risk. A church took a risk to partner with the association to do something differently. If you're looking to do something differently in your church or missional context, do reach out to us. We are here to resource, connect and inspire all of our Baptist movement. So why not partner with us in doing church differently?